What's up, everybody? Blake and Alana Searles here, back with another video. Today is a special day. We have reached 1 million views.
We did.
On one of our videos. It's actually we refer to it as the beer pong one.
Where he knocks it all over with his cane.
So
I get whacked in the head.
That one hit 1 million views, and a couple other ones are getting close. So we just wanted to take some time to say thank you for all your love and support. We appreciate it. It's making us more motivated, inspired to make more. We're having a blast. And we're at like 30,000 followers, so I think last time we did the video, we were at like 10,000. So
yeah,
things are looking up. We're having a blast. Today, we kind of want to take a little bit of time on YouTube to every week kind of go about discussing our lives. So today was a kind of a special moment. So we wanted to share our story about our little boy, Troy. So we're going to let her start out, and then I'm going to add some color to it.
So let's see, I just turned 30 this year. So about 5 years ago-ish, somewhere in that time frame, I was told that I was not going to be able to have kids. And, I kind of dealt with things in my own personal way. I spent a lot of time, we're believers, and I spent a lot of time in prayer, in worship about the whole situation. And, because it was always a desire of mine to be a mom. And, it's devastating when you think that, because as much as I love my nephews and all that kind of stuff, you still just have this like desire to have your own and want the child to like run to you when something's wrong or whatever. And so I think I had just gotten to a place finally where I was okay with it, and I accepted it. And I had actually met Blake, and in small talk and conversation, we weren't together or anything yet. It was actually with a group of people. Somebody asked me why I didn't have kids, and I just kind of I learned to kind of just joke it off or brush it off somehow. And I was just like, oh, well, I can't have any. And at the time, Blake said that was something he thought of maybe not pursuing a relationship with me because he did want kids and more kids and stuff. So thankfully he gave me a chance regardless, and he was determined. He would pray over my tummy every night. He would put his hand over my stomach and just basically said, if it's God's will for me and him. Well,
basically I turned this into, we're obviously huge believers, huge Christians, but we're also huge into law of attraction. So kind of believing what you say, what you think, you become. So, yes, it was a red flag for me to start pursuing her, but she told me every night, she goes, I can't have kids. I'm not going to have kids. I go, you're going to say this every night with me. I'm going to have a baby. And she's like, and most nights it was like no enthusiasm. I'm not even sure she believed what she said, but I said over her belly and I'd pray. And sure enough, one day we read a pregnancy test and she goes, oh my God. And she was pregnant. And from that moment on, it's been nothing but prayers and thankfulness, and he's been nothing short of a pure blessing to our lives.
He's the most precious baby. Like, just from day one, he's always just had a very mellow temperament, which is kind of funny because off camera, you've seen a little bit, we're not the most mellow people, and he's just very sweet, very joyful, just a very happy.
He's teething right now, so he's having his moments, but overall he's a beautiful kid, and we're just having a great time with him and watching him grow. But anyway, we plan on having more in the future. We just kind of wanted to share that story, our background, because we're huge into faith and religion, and we wanted to portray that onto other people that, hey, we're having fun and, a blast at life, and we run a gym and stuff, but, we're giving huge thanks to every day for the blessings in our life. And just want to give a little color to our son and how we're there. And, we just got married out in Hawaii back in March through all this chaos.
We just hit a month on the 21st.
So time's flying and things are going good. But we wanted to wrap this up real quick with a few questions, Q&As. So the first one on there was...
how long have we been together? That's something I don't think we really touched on the last video, which is we met in, I'd say June. Well, when I went back to his boot camps, that was June of 2018.
Right.
And we went on our first date in August of 2018, and then he made it official in September of 18. So
you young studs out there don't have a girlfriend yet, this is little advice. I took her out to Lions Dam, which is up past Twain Harte, and Lions Dam is like this huge water cross out in the middle of Lions Lake, and we went up there and asked her to be my girlfriend there, so it was all precious and sweet. But
he says September, which is technically the official date, but our first date in August is what I always say. August. We've been together since August because we literally were
she
together.
thinks our first date was July, so yeah.
Okay, no, I don't.
She's just holding on to every little commonwealth.
I call it our secret date.
So, anyways, we've been together for about a year and a half now.
It'll be 2 years in September.
Officially married for a month, so that's kind of the answer to that. Another question we got was, can I do chores? That was kind of I'm not sure if it was a rhetorical question or not, but I want to give a shout out first off to VIPS. I talked about it in our first video. VIPS is Visually Impaired Person Support. Any of you out there who have visual impairments or know somebody who does, you can qualify through the state. They teach you how to cook. I had a blind lady since birth teach me how to cook, tell me I wasn't pouring enough salt into a pot. Okay, it was humbling. I had a man teach me how to use a computer that talks back through all voiceover. These guys all
his phone
normal jobs.
Is voiceover. Like people like I've seen comments like, is he using the TV? Is he using his phone? It's like he's not like quadriplegic. He just
and your phone, all iPhones, even I think Samsungs have it now. I forgot what it's called. I think voice recognition.
Voiceover.
But it's an accessibility, and I click on my phone, it reads to me. So.
Our
anyways,
TV does the same thing.
They taught me how to use my cane. Anyways, I just wanted to go ahead and touch that. Any of you guys have visual impairments or know somebody who does, take them to VIPS. It's a great Department of Rehabilitation. It's a great center. I learned a lot. So yes, I can do chores. I learned how to cook. I actually cook most of our meals. She's coming along very nicely as a wife. But I do the barbecuing. I do a lot of my stuff through feel and touch. So yes, I do all my own chores. She does all the cleaning, but I do my own chores. We're not completely disabled. We don't run our lives through other people. I do a lot of things by myself. She helps out a lot. Like I said, I don't drive, so I do get rides, whether that's through Uber. My wife, my mother helps out a lot. She's retired, and that's going to kind of lead us into our last question. Was I'm going to touch a little more on the blindness. I mean, we try to YouTube link for a comment every time someone asks because they didn't watch our last video, but to paint the picture a little bit more for you people out there who are numbers guys. It's 2,800, okay, which that means is what you can see at 800 feet, I have to stand at 20 feet to see, okay? So, like I said, I don't drive. Certain days are better than others. I have oil in my eye to help my retina stay in place, so some days it wakes up a little more foggy, some days it's more clear. Like I said, I run a business, we have kids, I do my own chores. It's really... it just depends on the day, but the blindness is so hard to be super descriptive about it. All I can say is, for the most part, I get around pretty well by myself. If I'm out in public with my child or by myself, I do use my cane, which you see in a lot of videos, but I get a lot of help.
Well, and I think part of what raises the question of, a lot of people are like, I thought you said he's blind. It's like, okay, he is, but he's very familiar, like if in our own home, in our gym, like places he's used to being at, that's what will make somebody forget that he is blind because he's so independent when he's familiar.
The majority of our videos are at my gym or at home, so I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Out in public, if you see some of our videos, you're gonna see it. I mean,
like
just the other night, my buddy took me to the store and he's like, "Holy smokes, I forget you're blind sometimes," and I'm running into everything. So it just depends on where I'm at. If I'm comfortable, it's just like anything else. I don't watch TV technically, but I do hear it. It's just like a guy who's deaf. He's not listening to the TV, but he watches it. So that's just to clear up a little bit more about the blind questions. We get a ton of them. Hopefully you're watching these videos if you are still concerned and have questions, because we're not going to ever talk about it on TikTok. So we kind of wanted to keep YouTube about our lives. I hope it's interesting to you guys. We're going to try to think of a new story or something. We're going to put some gym videos in here soon.
And if you guys have any other questions, we'll answer them. It's been very repetitive, and I feel like we're kind of reiterating our last video.
We kind of had to pick 3 out of questions that we've been getting. So,
and I'm doing my best to respond, but when the comments get so much, I'm like, It's copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste.
So go ahead, feel free to comment below and ask questions at anything. Like seriously, anything about our lives. We're open about everything that's happened to us, our past, our future, whatever you're interested in. Ask away on TikTok or YouTube. Otherwise, we're gonna keep bringing new material to you every day. So
we're doing our best.
We hope you guys like it. Please, pretty soon here, probably the next couple weeks, we're going to go ahead and offer some prizes to those of you who tag the most people all week.
Yes.
Okay, so it helps us get more views, obviously more comments, likes, and things like that. But we kind of want to give you guys some motivation to let the whole world know. We want to get out there. We want to bring lightness and happiness to everybody and smiles to people's faces.
We're having a lot of fun. So the more you share, the more it motivates us.
So that about wraps it up. So we'll see you guys soon.